And I just say dinner is looking and smelling amazing. Absolutely, the whole house just smells so good. Oh, I cannot wait for dinner. Hey everyone, Live It Like Lisa here. Welcome to Vlogmas day, whatever we're on, who knows. We're getting through. So I woke up early this morning. I had a shower, put a little bit of face on. I've got my what have I got on? Christmas cheer. I got my Christmas cheer t-shirt on. I made a slow cook meal this morning. Well, prepared it and just threw it in the pan, and it's been making itself all day. And today I thought I would do part 1 of my Q&A for you guys. I've also got some happy mail too, I think from a couple of you guys, so I'll show you that. But there's a package and I want to save the package till Christmas morning. Well, actually no, for us it'll be Christmas Eve night. Oh, I don't know what to do, I'm so excited. So I'll show you though, I'll show you those first and then we'll get into the Q&A, because I've pulled out some photos as well that I will intertwine in the video and show you guys. I don't think you'll believe some of them. I got a little package. This one is from Fiona. So thank you, Fiona. I've got your parcel. I really want to save it and open it on Christmas Eve with all my other presents. But I don't know if I can wait that long. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And I've got a couple of letters, which I will definitely open and show you guys. So shall we do the letters first? Let me prop you up somewhere and we'll do the letters. Is that Christmassy enough? Because I think the lighting's better this way, even though the Christmas tree's the other way. So let's do the 2 letters first. I'm excited. So the first one is from Donna. Oh, thank you so much, Donna. We've got a Christmas greetings. How beautiful is that with the gold birds? Oh, thank you. God, is it all right if I read these? I mean, if it's anything personal in them, I won't read them, but this one's just like a Merry Christmas. So it says, Dear Lisa, Mike, Jessie and Jamie, hope this finds you all well and in good spirits. All the best for Christmas and the new year. Regards, Donna and Rick. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm going to display those in my craft room. And my second letter is from Fiona, and I think Fiona's the same person that has sent me the little parcel too. So thank you so much, Fiona. Oh, have a look how beautiful, guys. Oh, that's so pretty. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Let me just make sure it's nothing personal. Okay, dear Lisa, dear Lisa, Mike and family and the fur babies. Wishing you all a beautiful Christmas. Best wishes for the new year. Lots of love. One of your biggest viewers on YouTube, Fiona. Oh, thank you so much, Fiona. That is beautiful. I really appreciate that. Oh, I feel so special. Thank you. Now, on to some Q&A questions. Is this a good angle? Do I look all right? Because this is going to be a pretty long video. I think I might split it into two because there's a few questions for Jessie. She's not here right now. They're actually just up at Tweed Heads picking up some stuff from the storage unit. So she won't be back till later on tonight, but I'll answer some of the questions that I've got. So I've printed them out. We've got 2 pages worth. First one, what is your occupation? Well, without telling you where I actually work, because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or not, it's a government organisation. I basically do invoicing is what I do. Yeah, that's pretty much the majority of my job is invoicing, and also I'm called a billing officer. So I do invoicing, and if there's any problems with bills that are generated, we try and sort out what the problem is, basically. Because I don't think I'm supposed to say the company I work for privacy reasons, and maybe my company doesn't want me on YouTube. I don't know, whatever the reasons are. Look, I'm not going to say who I work for. It's a government company. Yeah, I basically do invoicing, working out problems with bills that have automatically generated. Can I say that? Is that too much? Yeah, that's basically what I do. And I've been doing that from home for the last 2 years since the whole COVID thing happened. And I'm absolutely loving it. Like, I absolutely love my job. I absolutely love the company I'm working for. It's a really, really good company. My bosses and my whole team and everyone are absolutely brilliant. And I'm not just saying that because I know some of you watch. I truly mean that. Like, it's actually the best company I've ever worked for out of all the companies I've worked for. And yeah, absolutely love my job. I absolutely love it even more, the fact that I get to do it from home. I'm not a very social person, so I don't always feel comfortable being with people. So being able to work from home and just being able to either, you know, go on to, not Skype, what's the new one that we're doing now? Like, you know, where you sort of see each other through video conferencing, that suits me fine. And even half the time on that, I don't like putting my head on there, but I always get in trouble for not putting my head on there. But yeah, absolutely love it. I love working from home. Because where I work, it's about an hour's drive there and an hour's drive home. So, you know, it's quite a lot of driving for me during the week. So being able to work from home, I just find I have a lot more energy. Like, I'm not as tired as I normally used to be. I don't get as run down as much. I don't get as sick. Like, I don't even think, have I even been sick for the last 2 years? I can't even remember. Maybe just, you know, little 24-hour bugs or something like that. But yeah, I definitely haven't had any sort of flu or colds where I've really felt run down, which is normally what I would get, you know, if I'm sort of traveling all the time. If I can continue to work from home, that would be like my dream come true. I remember before all this whole COVID thing happened, I remember asking the question, oh, you know, because like, even when I was going into the office, it wasn't like I needed to be there to interact with anyone. We basically just sat at our desk, processed, you know, what we needed to process for the day. Most of us had headphones in where we were listening to music or the radio or whatever. So it wasn't like you needed to be in the office to be able to do your job anyway. So I did actually ask the question before the whole COVID thing started, like, you know, what would be the chances of working from home for a couple of days a week and stuff like that. And at the time, it wasn't really a possibility. So, you know, that's one great thing for me that's come out of COVID, that, yeah, it just sort of proved to them that we all can work from home. And I think our company now has basically said that, yeah, even once all of this is over, they're going to keep the flexibility work arrangements in place for those that still want to continue to work from home can, and for those that need to be in the office and want to be in the office, they can do that too. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I continue to get to work from home, because I absolutely love it. My dream job, like, I mean, this, if I have to actually work for someone, this would be my dream job. Like, I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing. But my dream job, as far as like if I had the world is my oyster, I would absolutely love to be able to afford to do YouTube full time. Like if YouTube, if I can make the same money off YouTube what I'm making at my job now, oh, I would love to just do that full time, because there's so much of the whole social media stuff that I'm just don't have time to do. To be able to have time to spend on more videos and doing different things and keeping up with all my social media, keeping up with my comments and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, my ultimate dream job would just to be, you know, a full-time YouTuber. I would love that. Like that would be the best. And, you know, just coming up with different things to do all the time. A lot of the times I just don't have time to do all the stuff I want to do on YouTube. So a lot of it I miss out on doing. But yeah, if I could do anything, I would love to be making enough money to do YouTube full time. So that was freaking out 12 minutes for one question. Okay, so this is gonna be really long. Second question, what do the kids want to do after finishing school? Jamie, he's in year 12 now, like, and all of next year he'll be in year 12. So at this stage, I think he's pretty keen on doing something to do with an electrician. He's doing a lot. He's doing a TAFE course for electrician at the moment while he's doing school. And I think he's doing a couple of subjects at school that evolve around electrician and that sort of thing. So at this stage, I think he's, you know, heading down that sort of path. Jessie, I don't really know. Like while she was going through school, she was pretty keen on becoming a vet or a vet nurse, or something to do with, you know, looking after animals. But now that she's finished school, I don't really know. I'll have to actually, when she comes back, maybe tomorrow, we'll sit down with her and ask her. But I'm pretty sure whatever she's gonna do, it's gonna be a hands-on manual type of job, because she just looks at me, sat at my computer 8 hours a day and shudders. She just could not think of anything worse than doing any sort of office type job. She likes to be outside, she likes to be outdoors, she likes to be manually doing things, whereas to me, that is like my worst nightmare. Anytime one of the, like Mike or one of the kids asks me to go outside for something, oh my God, it's like they've asked me to cut my leg off or something. It's like, oh, do I really have to go outside? Are you sure someone else can't do it? Yeah, we're just so opposite like that. Like she's just the complete opposite to me, completely opposite. I like staying indoors, she's hands-on outside. So I'm not sure at this stage what she wants to do. I think maybe next year she's just gonna have a year off. She was thinking of going to the cotton gin and doing a season at the cotton gin, which is where we used to live. We used to live in a small country town called Bubai, which is about 100 k's north of Moree. It's pretty much on the border of Gundawindi and New South Wales, like Queensland and New South Wales, but inland. So we used to live in a little town called Bubai, and they have a cotton gin out there, and I did a season at the cotton gin, and it's pretty good money. I mean, you're working the hours for it. Yeah, she was thinking of maybe doing a season out there just to get some money up her sleeve. And I think her life goal, I think for now, is she wants to move to Tasmania on a self-sufficient little property. So like a big property with a little house that's all, what's that word? Not self-contained, like off the grid, like an off the grid type place on a property with animals in Tasmania or something like that. So I think that's like her life goal. So I think working at the cotton gin, she'll earn a bit of money to put towards that. I did a season at the cotton gin, and I'm not kidding, like I think it was about 5 or 6 months that season, and it's quite a physical job. I loved it, the time that I spent doing it, and I think I lost about 35 kilos in that time as well. So yeah, it's if you want to lose weight without having to diet, that's a perfect job to do. So yeah, I think she would enjoy that. But yeah, not sure at this stage. I'll ask her when she comes. A third question, do you have a PO box? I don't technically have a post box, but usually any deliveries that need to come to our house will actually get dropped off at our local post office. They don't normally post parcels to people's houses here, just because we're like, you know, a bit far out and each property is few and far between. So it's like, yeah, any parcels that we get just go to the post office naturally. Like I've got that post box in, I think it's in my description box down below. I don't want to say that for anyone to send me anything or anything like that. Honestly, like I mainly had there for, like, you know, if like sponsorship, like if companies wanted to sponsor a video or send me products or something like that, I just had that there rather than always giving out my home address. So yeah, please don't feel just because I've told you my post box that you need to send me anything at all. I mean, I really appreciate, like, when you do, don't get me wrong, absolutely ecstatic, but don't ever feel like you have to, honestly. Oh, so someone, I think in my last vlog, I was talking about doing my income tax. So someone was just asking whether you do income tax differently in Australia. So our tax year goes with the financial year. So our financial year goes from like 1st of July to the 30th of June. Around about the beginning of July, we will get our income tax assessment form from our employers in order for us to do our taxes then. And I think we normally have until from July through to about November to do it, like as an individual. Don't know if every country has the same financial year. So like in England and America, does your financial year start from like 1st of July to the 30th of June? Is that everywhere or is that just Australia? I don't know. Let me know. Next question. Where did you and hubby meet? All right. Well, it was 1987. I was 13 and I was absolutely obsessed with the movie Karate Kid. And I wanted to do karate. So one of my girlfriends that I was going to school with, she had just started karate, and turns out she was doing it in the church hall, pretty much right next door to my house. It was literally like 5 houses up from my house where the church was. She was doing karate in the hall there. I said to my mum and dad, I really want to do karate. And because it was so close to home, my parents didn't have to drive me or anything like that. I could just walk there and walk home, like it was no problem, because I knew if it was going to be somewhere where I had to be driven, like it wouldn't have been possible, because my parents both worked till late. They didn't get home till after 6. So I mean, the last thing they would have wanted to do is drive me around to sporting activities or whatever. So it turned out great that it was only pretty much next door to my house. So I went there for my first time, and Michael was actually the instructor. So I was 13 at the time. He was 19. He's 6 years older than me. So he was 19 and he was the instructor. And my first impression of him was I was absolutely scared to death of him. I nearly said, nah, I'm not doing karate here. There's no way in hell. Because Michael is not a smiley person at the best of times. His resting bitch face basically looks like he's going to choke someone. So, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I was a very innocent 13-year-old. Knew nothing, done nothing, was still playing with my Barbie dolls and baby dolls at that time. I mean, secretly, like, I mean, God forbid anyone in high school found out that I was doing that, but I was still playing with baby dolls, like dressing my baby dolls up and, you know, playing with Barbie dolls and stuff like that. So I was a very innocent 13-year-old. And yeah, my first impression of him was I was absolutely terrified of him, like, because he always had a scowl on his face. Like, he was not a welcoming, smiley person at all. But for whatever reason, I said, nah, I really want to do this karate. So I joined up, and yeah, like, I mean, nothing happened between us at all, like, until I was about maybe 15. I mean, not saying anything happened when I was 15, but like, it was just like I was a 13-year-old kid, he was my instructor, and that was that. I did like develop a crush on him like after a little while. I don't think he knew or whatever. But yeah, it wasn't until I turned about 15 that I think we started to sort of get to know each other a bit more. Like we were sort of like talking. I would actually also go in a bit earlier and help with the junior class. So I was in the senior class, which was for like 12 and above. And then they had like a junior class, which was basically under 12s. So I would often go in a bit earlier and help out with the junior class as well. So we sort of, you know, got to know each other over the time. And then, yeah, when I was 15, we basically started seeing each other. My parents were absolutely horrified because it was like this grown man of 21 is dating my innocent, sweet little 15-year-old daughter. So yeah, they weren't really happy. Yeah, I don't know. I think if Jessie would have done that, there'd be no way in hell I would have said, yes, you can. But yeah, even though I think my parents didn't really like it, they also probably thought, well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. She's gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, not do it. Like, I'm not talking about it. Like, nothing happened for quite a while. Like, let me just say that. But yeah, I think my parents just figured, well, if they want to see each other, they're gonna see each other. We may as well be open to it and have it, you know, not have them do it in secret, basically, I think is what I'm trying to say. So long story short, he was actually my karate instructor, and that's how we met. And yeah, we started going out when I was about 15. That's the story of how we met. Next question. Do you have any siblings, and are they a little crazy like you? What are you trying to say? No, I'm actually an only child. I don't have any siblings. I always wished I did, but no, I was an only child. Michael's got one brother that's about 5 years younger than him, so his brother is 1 year older than me. I'm an only child. That probably is why I'm crazy, because, you know, only children, they probably make up a lot of like friends in their own head that makes them a bit crazy, I guess. Next question. Now that your daughter is graduating, what are her future plans? Well, I think I kind of answered that, but like I said, I think we'll get Jessie on to answer that herself anyway. So next question. Have you ever been to England? Well, I was actually born in England, in Manchester, England. Oldham to be precise, and I've actually found some pictures of the little house that we lived in while we were in England. And I think the street we used to live on in England was called Parkdale, just off Broadway, and we lived behind, it used to be called the Chatterton Arms, but I believe they've turned it into like a prep school or primary school or something. Chatterton Prep School now. We basically lived in the street behind that. So yeah, there you go. So yep, I definitely have been to England. Don't remember a lot. I have a few memories. We visited Blackpool. I remember they looked like cartoon heads on sticks in Blackpool. I remember Blackpool Rock. I remember the big toffee dummies that you used to get. I do remember building a snowman in the front yard with my dad. I have a vivid memory of that. I remember dressing up for the Queen's Jubilee, and I had this fancy hat that I think my mum made, and there was all like lollies stuck all over the hat, like toffees and lollies stuck all over the hat. If you couldn't live in Australia, where would you want to live? Good question. Okay, well, I would say up until the whole COVID thing happened, I would have said nowhere. I would have said Australia to me is like the best place to live. But since the way everything's gone down with this COVID stuff, it's really got me thinking twice now about what our country's become. It's quite scary, actually. Without going into it too much, I'm just really worried about the direction our country is going in, if I'm honest. So if I couldn't live here, and if vaccinations and all that weren't a contingency for
moving anywhere else, it would have to be somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere. Either America or England, I think, for me. I would probably more so pick England only because it's my grassroots. It's what I already know. And it would have to be a Northern Hemisphere country, because the only thing I really hate about Australia is the fact that all our seasons are the opposite of what they should be. So, you know, now that we're coming into Christmas, we are having summer. When it's Easter, it's autumn. When it's Halloween, it's spring. We're the complete opposite, you know, so none of the holidays make any sense when we're having them. And I think there'll be nothing more beautiful than having a white Christmas, you know, being cozy in your house with all the snow falling outside and all your Christmas lights on. Like, I can't think of anything nicer than that. And, you know, so if I couldn't live in England, I would probably pick America. Now, I don't know a lot about America. I've never been to America. So as far as the states go, about what state, I would have no idea. I still want to have my rural lifestyle. So maybe somewhere like, I don't know, what are the southern states? They still have like the big properties and things like that. Yeah, maybe something like, I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest, like Ohio, Texas, Iowa. I really don't know. But none of those hurricane states either. I couldn't deal with those. So yeah, somewhere where I'm still in a rural country setting, but in the Northern Hemisphere where we have normal seasons. So if I had to pick, I'd probably pick England only because it's what I know already, you know, like I would already feel like, yeah, I'm coming back home kind of thing. Next question. Will you do a planner video for Vlogmas? Planner videos are some of my faves. Absolutely, yes. Like, one of my videos that I am going to do for Vlogmas is to show you what planners I'm using next year. And also I've got a heap of journals that I want to start doing next year. Every year for the last 3 or 4 years, I've wanted to do journals, and I've just never had time because there's been so many house projects that needed to be done or other things that had priority. Now that the majority of the home projects are done, I really, really want to get stuck into some journals. So yes, I will definitely be sharing with you the planner or my planner setup for next year, as well as a selection of the journals that I hope to do next year. Yeah, so that will be part of Vlogmas. Have you ever been to the US? So yeah, in answer to that question, no, I haven't, but I would absolutely love to. If I could travel and I wasn't petrified of aeroplanes and all of that, I would absolutely 100% go to America. It's just one of those places I've always wanted to visit. I've always been fascinated by it. And I think that's probably because of most of the movies we watch are all American-based movies. So, you know, there's a lot of influence there from movies, from YouTube. And it's my dream to visit a Walmart, a TJ Maxx, all of those main stores that, you know, you guys just take for granted, Hobby Lobby and all of those. Oh, it would just be a dream come true to go home decor shopping in all of those shops. And yeah, you've got no idea the choice you guys have in your shopping departments and stuff like that. It's got nothing, like Australia's got nothing compared to what you guys have. So yeah, I'm not even into so much natural wonders of the world. Like, that doesn't really fascinate me as much as man-made wonders. So things like the Statue of Liberty, I can't think what they call, but all those faces that are carved on the rock cliffs. What do they call that? Is it the Washington Monument? Oh, there's a name for it. You guys will know in America. You know what I'm talking about. The faces that are carved on the thing. What else? Like the Route 66 and just all of those man-made things. Alcatraz. Oh my God, I would love to visit Alcatraz. Like, that would be fascinating to me. Where the World Trade Centers were. So yeah, no, I have never been to America, but Michael has. He went to California for a tournament, a karate tournament back in the 80s. So he spent, I think, a couple of weeks in America doing the, Venice Beach, Disneyland and all of that sort of thing. So he's actually been quite a few places because he's actually from Germany. So when he was young, his parents used to do a lot of vacations in Spain and Italy and Austria and all the European countries that are basically only a day's drive away. So he's been in a lot of those European countries. He's been to New Zealand, he's been to America, he's been to Thailand. So yeah, he's been to quite a few places. The only other place I've ever been that's not England, where I was born, and not Australia, was we went on a Fair Star cruise for our honeymoon when we got married. And we went to all of the Vanuatu and all the little Fijian islands around there. So yeah, that was the only other time I've ever been out of the country. Do you still get Planners Anonymous kits? No, I actually stopped those a couple of years ago. It was actually when Michael started the cafe business. I kind of stopped all of those subscription kind of things, only because it was sort of, with him not having regular income from the police anymore and going into business for himself, I just thought, money was a little bit tighter because we didn't have a regular secure income. So I kind of just cancelled a lot of my subscriptions at that time, and the Planners Anonymous one was one of them. So I haven't had that for a couple of years now. And to be honest, I wasn't having the time to use them as well. So they were just piling up, and I wasn't getting through them. So yeah, I've still got so many at the moment that I haven't even opened yet. So I'm working my way through them now, and that's part of my planner setup for next year. Is I've got my planner pages that I've now decorated with some of the planner kits that I got from Planners Anonymous. So yeah, no, unfortunately I'm not getting those anymore. I still do enjoy them, and maybe once I've used up all the kits that I currently have, I might resubscribe again, but at this stage I don't really have any plans to get them again. Okay, next question. Was wondering what the update for the Queensland house was. I would think the house will sell straight away as people are screaming for properties these days. Okay, so update on the house. That is currently where Michael and Jessie are at the moment. Well, they're not actually at the house. I think I might have explained it a couple of vlogs ago. So with the whole COVID thing and the borders closing, Michael was not able to get back over the border into Queensland to finish off all the stuff he needed to finish off in his mum's house. So there was still a little bit of furniture left in there. There was a few boxes of things that needed to be gotten rid of. So he wasn't able to get back over the border. So we organised a removalist in Tweed Heads, which was basically on the border of New South Wales and Queensland, to go to his mum's house, pick up all of the stuff that is still left in the house and deliver it to a storage unit in Tweed Heads, which is over the New South Wales border. So they've done that last week. They went in, picked up everything from the house and brought it back to a storage unit in Tweed Heads. And the real estate agent that we have who is selling the house, she has been absolutely wonderful. She has helped coordinate all that. So she was there at the house while the removalists were there, loading the truck up, and she's sort of organized to get rid of we had a few boxes of stuff that just needed to be turfed. So she's organized for those boxes to just get either sent to the thrift store or to the tip. So she's been absolutely amazing. We couldn't have done it without her, to be honest. She's just gone above and beyond what she needs to do. So that's where Jessie and Michael are at the moment. So they've gone up to Tweed Heads today to pick up the first load of stuff and bring it back home. Michael said there's probably 2 trips that he needs to do in order to empty out the storage unit. So yeah, they've gone up there today, they've loaded the trailer up, and they're bringing as much of the stuff back home as they can. And then he said he'll have one more trip to go back until the storage unit's empty, and then we can close that. And then the house, I think the photos were taken of the house on Monday, and I think it's getting listed today as we speak. So either today, what's today, Tuesday? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? No, Wednesday. So it's either going to be listed today or tomorrow, as far as I know. So we're hoping for a quick sale. That would be awesome. It would, yeah, definitely like be one extra thing that's ticked off our list and we don't have to worry about anymore. So we're hoping once that sells, we're just going to put as much of that money onto our mortgage as we can, and yeah, hopefully have a big chunk of that paid off. That would be awesome. So that's what we're looking forward to. And yeah, whether it happens before Christmas. She seems to think it may happen before Christmas the way things are going. So yeah, fingers crossed, we'll see.